It wasn't we who domesticated the crops, but the crops who domesticated us. The agriculture revolution fundamentally reshaped the human life, giving rise to needs like family structure, a society, and settlements. For us to understand why the crops nowadays might be deficient in nutrition, it is important for us to go back in the time during the Green Revolution. It was a time when India, with its vast population and fertile lands, was crippled by hunger. A time when the country, still afresh from the trauma of partition, faced a looming food crisis. Wheat from America arrived under the PL 480 agreement, the wheat that was even refused by the cattle of America, and India, with no other choice, had to accept it. This time, it was not just about the wheat. It was about the dignity and survival. Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri, a man with immense integrity and vision, refused to let India bow forever. He gave a call that still echoes in the fields of India. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. The soldier guards the nation, but the farmer feeds it. But the challenge was monumental. Famines and droughts had drained the nation's strength. India needed an agricultural revolution. Came the visionaries. Chidambaram Subramaniam, the agricultural minister, along with the scientist M.S. Swaminathan, brought in high-yielding varieties of seeds from America developed by Dr. Norman Borlaug. It then began a movement that would change India forever. This was the Green Revolution, a war fought silently with the help of science. India's wheat production skyrocketed from mere 10 million tons to 100 million tons in over just a few decades. What you need to understand is the Green Revolution was carried out to suffice the hunger of the masses. This did not guarantee the nutrition quality of the crops. The prime focus was to suffice the hunger and nothing else. Taking wheat as an example, I'll be showing you the table of how the nutrient density went on decreasing as the years passed.